Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's another Hump Day Happy Hour salute. And today we finished off the last of the moonshine that I had.
Is that what that was?
That's what it was. We're going to have to take another trip down to South Carolina at some point and bring that across state lines and hope the revenuers don't pull us over.
I'm still feeling that one.
It was good, though. It was good.
Not too bad.
I want to give a shout out to a good friend of the channel, Primetime Treasure Hunter. Tonight he has... Actually, it looks kind of interesting. Tesla picker on. You know from what he was saying, this guy wants to see if he can do enough off reselling to be able to buy a Tesla.
Well, I should do that for McLaren.
And I'm Yugo picker, so we all got it all together over here.
You're going to say Schwinn, but okay.
Wow. Do they make unicycles? I can't even afford a second tire. And definitely do watch. He actually was on twice. He was on yesterday on a live show with a good friend of the channel, Auction Professor, too. So that's worth seeing.
Little twofer.
There you are. And we got a bunch of people in here.
Let's see what we got going on here. We have Michael's in pole position, AJ13 sales. I still don't know if it's AGI3 or AJ13, but either which way, thanks for coming in second.
You call him whatever you want. Just don't call him
Michael. Well, exactly. Michael number 2 is in third place. The lovely Lori's here. The lovely Wild Don is in the house. And, of course, Don the Enforcer.
And we got a question off the bat.
We do have one. Yes, the Partridge Family. Yeah, right up Papergoy's alley.
Oh, yes, because I'm a Partridge Family guy. Actually, you might as well put it up at $200. There's no reason, but I would put it up at auction first.
Yeah.
Definitely put it up at auction first. You just absolutely never know.
Right.
And then you listen to the store for that afterwards, and you take offers on it. And the beautiful thing about the internet, people will tell you if you're overpriced. Well, they are not shy.
My father always told me you can always come down on price, but you can't go up on price.
Yep. So. Yeah. People are not shy. They will tell you if you're overpriced.
Yeah.
Definitely will tell you on that one over there.
Yeah. McLaren picker is even greater, I hope. But we will see next year. Hold on. John Jones in the house, like always. How's it going?
Hey.
All right. Take it away, Papergoy.
So I don't know how everybody's doing out there. I don't know if everybody had a really good Thanksgiving or not. How was your Thanksgiving, Mr. Magazine?
I slept for 30 minutes, and my wife yelled at me and said I slept for 2 hours. So I don't know who's telling the truth, but I did. I worked till about from 3 a.m. till 11, and then I went to her relatives and relaxed a little bit.
Nice. Nice.
Not too bad.
I did exactly what I said. I went to the thing around the corner, saw a hamburger I was going to order, and at the last minute, as the waitress came to the table, I said, "What am I doing? I got to order turkey." And after I ordered it, I said, "Why did I order this?" So it's pretty much a tradition.
We'll order both.
There you go. The turkey ended up lasting like 3 days. It was a gigantic platter of turkey. It was $22.
Wow.
For turkey and stuffing and all the fixins, as they say.
Of course.
So... got a few more people in the house here.
All right. Let's go on. Don's got something to say. 2 dud collections. Look at this week. Junk for $1 million, $1 million, or 1 million pieces of junk. I've seen them both.
Well, you went to your warehouse? Hey, shots fired today.
In one of the corners, it could be for sure. And Sensible Treasures always here. Good evening as well.
There we go.
Hold on. Joe Losey's here.
Hey, Joe, I haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you for a while. So, want to know how everybody's sales are doing out there? I think that's probably the number one question as we're heading into it, with Cyber Monday having passed and all that. Let us know how your sales are doing, and how are your sales doing?
Well, let's see. Let's go with Thanksgiving through Sunday. I'm not going to complain. So, eBay was incredibly awful. I loved it. It was just so amazing that in a holiday season, no one's shopping on eBay and buying my junk. But hey, I do love that. Amazon was incredible.
You got a happy face on. I like that.
But eBay did pick up last few days. It's been picking up steam, so I can't.
And that's funny because my eBay today is not good. My eBay yesterday wasn't that good. My eBay was actually good over the weekend, but it's looking like it's not going. At least the first week of it's not going to be as good as it was last year.
Yeah, we had some record Amazon sales going from Thursday through. It still's going. So every day we're having 300-400 orders a day, and high ticket items are selling. So can't argue with that.
Nice.
Yeah, how about you?
I told you.
Well, I always forget to ask you. So.
Good point.
Was this thing on a delay? I think we're on a delay here.
I kind of crowbarred it in. You never do ask. Amazon is doing okay, though. No problem at all. But one problem that I did notice, my Amazon sales this year item wise, I'm actually going to surpass. I may have already surpassed last year, but it looks like dollar wise, I might not even hit last year's sales.
Wow.
So
So
I'm
you're selling
selling a
more
lot
cheaper
more.
items.
Yeah, that's exactly
See,
what's
I'm the
happening.
opposite of that.
And that's not a good place to be
No, no.
on that over
Yeah.
there. Which actually going to preview next week's show
Yeah.
already. We were stalking somebody locally that we always stalk their sales, and it brought up what I wanted to do next week. And it's about the pitfalls of high volume selling. If you don't have the margins.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be what we're talking about next week. So kind of keep that in mind. And now you know what we're talking about for once.
Yeah.
A couple more people have showed up here.
First, Don, the lovely Don, not Don the enforcer. Don said Monday was super slow, but Don noticed I got a haircut. Now, normally my mother would used to say I got them all cut, but yes, I did get them all cut.
Your mother was quite the card.
She was. Michael had some good
Oh,
eBay
good.
sales.
That's
all right,
good to hear.
Yeah. Mine picked up, I think, Sunday to Monday, and it's so better so far.
Well, one thing that I did was I did use a coupon.
Oh, wow.
I tried it, and it actually wasn't bad, but you don't know if it really helped or not. Now, I did not use the coupon where you send it out to people.
Mm-hmm.
I used the coupon where you set up, it automatically, I think it was Save 10 Papergoy, and it automatically showed up at checkout. It was really easy to set up. It was kind of weird, though, because not all of my sales had that. If you bought something from me using promoted listings, you did not get the 10% off.
Oh, that's
which
cool.
was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
It didn't show up.
Makes sense, right?
It didn't show up on the promoted listings, and some things that people were buying. Now, I clicked on it to go across all of my inventory.
Okay.
Some items people were buying at full price did not have the 10% coupon attributed to it. Could they have unchecked the box to not get 10% off? Well, I suppose so. But logically, what I think might have happened is, you know how when you start a sale, you can only do 10,000 items. I wonder if there isn't some item limit on it that it only went across the first 10,000 or 15,000 or something like that. And some people bought things that weren't necessarily there.
Right.
But I'll show you how to do it. It actually, it seemed to work. I saw a number of things that sold because of it. I don't know if I gave 10% away or if I got extra sales. I really don't know. It's kind of hard to tell.
It's hard to gauge the sales.
How
long does it last for?
As long as you want it to. I did mine through the 30th. So
I'm sorry, but if I want to do 10,000, say it's 10,000, I'd have to do one every day and compiling them on top of each other.
Yeah. Okay. If it were 10,000, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So you can do 10,000 per day.
Well, what you might want to do is we don't even know that for sure, but that's what it seems like. Yeah. But you might want to just try it on a category and see if you increase that category or not.
That's a good idea. Now we know what we're doing Monday morning at 1:45.
But here was the problem. I've got a 10%. If you go on my item, you see 10% off. Now you're my watcher. I get offer to watcher.
Yeah.
Usually I offer 10% off.
Right.
Well, I can't really offer you 10% off when you're getting 10% off anyway. So what did I do and why?
I want to say I don't know and why.
I gave 12% off. Do you know why I gave 12% off?
No, I want to say no, I don't know.
What season are we in?
Oh,
the 12 days of Christmas. And then I
pretty good.
I threw that into when I emailed them. I said, hey, I want to give you 12% off for the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know if it helped or not, but it kind of gives it that little folksy touch to people. So whether it worked or not, I don't know.
So maybe I should use 25 for December 25th.
There you go. There you go. Or one for the first of New Year's.
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron,
how's it going?
Still got your playbill up over there in the studio.
Aaron's recuperating right now from surgery.
HIPAA rules.
Oh.
You just broke HIPAA.
No, surgery.
Oh, the jury. Oh,
exactly.
Surgery duty. Oh,
exactly.
Very good.
Moving on.
I tried using a promotion to give people free shipping for any sale over $50. No one could get it to work, so I canceled it after a few hours. Not sure what I did wrong. Okay.
You signed up for eBay. That's what you did wrong, like all of us.
Well, that was one thing that I was thinking of doing is they did have, and the option that I may try next time, you have the ability to give 10% or whatever percent you want off you want, like on a second item. So I'm thinking of maybe next time running it with like 20% off on the second item. So you buy one item, you pay full price, but then if you buy a second item, you get 20% off, which would be about the same as 10% off two items.
I used to do that on Amazon. Yeah.
So I'm going to experiment with a little bit and come back and report back to you guys. I don't know how much experimentation I want to do during Christmas season, of course, because I can't really gauge whether it's the traffic or whether it's the sale that's working. I did, however, hear a eBay commercial on Black Friday on the radio.
Really? So did someone else?
Oh, there you go. Well, there we go, Michael. Were you listening to Wham 1180 at about 10:30 on Black Friday? Yeah, I heard that as well. So I definitely wanted to bring that up. And a friend of mine contacted me and said that he heard a Leone's commercial.
Oh, nice.
On TV and on the radio.
Good.
So he said that YouTube must really be paying off.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yep.
I had cards printed with the coupon of 10% off your next purchase and add it to the package with the item when shipped. I'm thinking about doing something other around that way as well. I just have to get my designer to return my calls to get together a design to put in there too, because after the first year, I want to work on the website. Yeah. In order to do that, I got to drive traffic.
Well, the web person that did both of our sites, she does that as well because she did mine. So is that who you reached out to, or
yeah,
is that her friend?
No, it's her, but she hasn't really contacted me back. But I know she's busy right now too, and I'm not really pushing it either. Sure. The real job at Del Lago Casino tomorrow. So after 2 years of full time, I guess I'm part time now. At least. Oh wow,
nice.
Hey, I'll go back to Del Lago, put it all on, the 00, and be back to full time reselling.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a Leone's commercial out there. Oh,
I could always. I think I got the link on my email. I sent it to you, right? No, I sent you the first, not the second one.
You did not send the.
They did revise. I didn't like how the first commercial was because they really didn't say much about Christmas or me selling holiday gifts and toys.
Oh yeah, it was completely. It was basically the same commercial they do for when you're in a buying mood.
Well, they did my old one from last year. I did one more for buying, and this year I'm loaded up with inventory. Let's sell. And they kind of went the other way, and I said, I'm paying all this money. Let's do it the right way. So they had to revise it, but I can certainly send that one out to anyone who wants to see it.
Just reach out. You can reach out to the channel on the YouTube channel. I think it's Prime, or not Prime Time. I'm on the wrong show here. I think it's $1 Million Peddlers at
Gmail.
It
up there. Can you post it up there?
It's on there. Yeah, they
commercial. Commercial on.
We can talk to Random Neighborhood Kid. He may be able to do that.
That sounds good.
There you go. Any buys? Tough time of year to be buying. Oh, wow. You're still buying?
Nonstop. It's nonstop.
Oh, wow.
I have to keep going. I go to the bank every day to get more cash, and they laugh at me. Why don't you just get, a whole suitcase full, But, Funkos I'm still buying. I bought a huge Ninja Turtles collection. Sports cards every day. If it's not, high-end cards, it's boxes of cards.
That brings me to, I don't mean to cut you off, but I will do it anyway. There was a lot of feedback on the bonus haul video. And people were curious if you would be willing to give any kind of a ballpark as to what you paid on the cards.
I guess I can do it.
Wow.
Let's see. I paid less than 5 figures.
Okay.
Is that accurate? Should I give any more than that?
You can give a little more than that. How much more did you pay than the highest other offer? Times wise, I doubled it, right?
I doubled the highest. I did double the highest offer out of the 3 offers. Yes.
Yeah. So less than 5 figures and doubled the highest other offer.
And the middleman, the true middleman that came in. So my friend's friend that really knew the guy came in today, and I did give him a finder's fee as well.
Okay. So you added that to it as well. Yep. And we always do talk about finder's fees.
Sure.
So thank you. A lot of people were just kind of wondering what you paid. So, so hopefully that helps people out a little bit on that. So you've been buying a lot then.
Yeah, I bought a dozen hockey jerseys yesterday. 5 of them were team signed jerseys, which is really cool. And they're labeled the team and the year and all certified. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, it's been crazy, but sadly, we're down like 4 employees right now. So we're just stockpiling. Luckily, we have enough stuff to sell for Christmas, but
already listed,
all the good stuff that we're buying is just sitting in a corner now. I had an issue with one employee, had to let him go. One employee sick. I had to let another employee go, and then another employee quit because I let his friend, another employee, go. So we're down 4 men, but we're getting everything done as far as packing orders. That's most important this time of year.
Right. Yeah. So if anybody's looking for a job,
I'm looking for a full-time sports card lister.
There you go. Anybody out there or anybody else out there finding any buys? Because again, it's a tough time of year. For buys, which is fine. That's why we stock up over the summertime. We stock up at the flea markets, et cetera, et cetera. Not much on the estate sales this coming weekend. There's a nice looking one the weekend after or the week after. So I'm saving up my money for that.
All right.
All
right.
Oh, there you go.
I'll be waiting. And we do have the loft cleared off, with heat up there, and we can throw up a futon and a laptop. You'll be good to go.
There you go. I did end up going to an estate sale though. It was more of a warehouse sale, and the gentleman had it before, and I've spoken about it before on air, how I was happy that the gentleman didn't sell me things, and that was he had the entire box full of I think it was Sibley's, which is a local department store. It was some advertising pieces from there, like mock-up ads and all that kind of stuff, and I made him a very, very low offer on it, and he didn't want to take it, which I was more than happy about. So he had another sale at the same warehouse, and I ended up going, and I ended up finding a few things. And I actually put it up on Instagram. $14. It actually showed what $14.50 would buy, and I bought a couple of, believe it or not, I bought tennis rackets, things like that. Little problem at the sale, it was an all metal building, and no cell phone service at all inside.
Some unhappy people trying to
look up and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And that's one of those that I know we've done the videos before about how much you look up. And I actually was trying to look up the tennis rackets. I just could not do so. And I just said, they're Arthur Ashe. They look in really nice shape. 1980, 1979. I'll take a chance on them. I don't even know what they're charging. Charge me $1 a piece on them. So at that, you cannot go wrong. I think I got the two of them listed at like $80, something other like that. Well, then the next day he had a clearance sale, and it was bring a bin, $5, fill your bin up for $5, or, he had boxes and stuff like that. So I came in with one of the, I was telling Mr. Magazine about this, and I said, I wish I had a coffin lying around, get 6 people to carry it in and fill the coffin up and carry it out.
Put some, casters on the end of it and roll it right in.
But I came in with a gigantic bin for no reason other than that happened to be the only thing I had in my car. It literally was the only thing I had in my car. I brought it in, and
I wish they had those bound volumes of National Geographics there. I'd be loving that one.
I'd be walking like I had scoliosis today. But I did end up picking up, like, he had samplers, which I don't deal in samplers generally, which are, the quilted or the knitted things that you put up on the wall. He had frame samplers that he had $30 price tags on. And I'm filling my box up with stuff like that and nice old pictures and picture frames. He couldn't care less. I walked up, I carried the box up, and I go, I owe you $5. He goes, yep. And he didn't care what I put in that box. Anything there, he just wanted it gone.
Nice.
So I did definitely give him my business card as well, because he does clean outs. And I said, well, if you got paper stuff, he goes, I don't have anybody to sell that to. Now I do. So
there you go. Nice.
That could be scary. Seeing the level of stuff that he had, that could be real, real scary.
Bring over a tub and fill it with paper for $5.
Hey, something.
If it was blank paper, it'd be worth it.
That is true. That is true. Just to do printing. So, that was my buy. And then I've got I wanted to thank your sister. Okay. She did let me know that there was a library sale downtown at the Rochester Library, Lisa.
Oh. Okay.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go, or I forgot about it, is essentially what happened. She texted me in the middle of the week, and I forgot about it, but I wanted to thank her. Right. There is a library sale this weekend that I'm going to be going to, and I want to ask you a question.
All right.
Do you know where the Town of Gates Public Library is?
I love these questions I have no clue on, which is almost every question you ask me. But, and it's in the Town of Gates.
That is very good. You are correct.
All right, finally.
So I was driving along on the way back from a sale, and I saw signs up on the side of the road, Town of Gates Library Sale. So I said, okay, let me look into that. So I looked into it.
What are the odds of that?
And I got the dates of the library sale and everything. And I said, I think I know where it is. But do you think it would be a good idea for the Town of Gates Library to put its address somewhere on the Town of Gates Library website?
That would be nice, yeah.
That would be a pretty good idea.
Why wouldn't they do that? Did they move?
If anybody from the Town of Gates is watching this, tell your library to put their address on there. I mean, put a line at the bottom.
What if you map quested?
I
It's got to
did,
come
it
up.
has to. Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I was able to find the address
Yeah.
elsewhere, but I'm thinking it's on your own website.
Yeah.
You could put your address on. It does not cost, because they're constantly updating things as
Yeah.
well to tell about this event at the library, that
Right,
event. So
right.
they're constantly updating things. Put your address somewhere on your website.
Crazy.
So let me get down off my
A
soapbox.
lot of websites don't even have phone numbers anymore. They don't want to deal with phone. They just email or text, whatever.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the grading company, the IGS, no phone number whatsoever. You can only contact them through email.
Jeez. No, Don, no, you don't. No, you don't. I don't want you buying everything out from under me. Times are tough. I told you I'm trying to buy a unicycle next year. Ended up selling 4 items on Etsy.
Wow, is that a record?
Tied the record. Yep. One on $1 Million Peddlers, and then one on my wife's Amazon account. So, but here's the problem: I sold all 4 of my items on Etsy by Saturday, and I've sold nothing since then. So it's kind of slowed down a little bit over there.
Black Friday day.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah. Oh, and then remember last week I was mentioning the priority mail supplies.
Oh, please.
Okay, why don't you tell your story
already
first?
wiped that now, and I know my manager that does the ordering. He always orders a lot. I get emails all the time, hundreds, if not thousands, in advance.
Public service announcement: order your priority supplies now. It may be too late, but order them.
Yeah, 4 months ago he should order them. Anyways, we're out of flat rate envelopes and padded flat rates.
Wow!
And if you go to the post office, I'll tell you what else they did. I don't think I told you. I haven't seen you, but if you go to the post office, there's a line. You gotta wait a half hour, and they'll tell you like you can have 5 or 10. And we're doing 100 envelopes a day probably.
Ooh.
So, anyways, let's see. Saturday, we were open.
Okay.
Working. We had all the Black Friday packages.
Okay.
We had about 500 packages.
Why do I think I know where this is going?
And normally pickup is at like at noon, 1 o'clock at the latest, and that's about usually all they work till, because it was Black Friday. They worked till 3:30, and up until 3:30 they were a no-show. So my employees had to leave. They just left it. You can't get a hold of them. Forget about it anyways. I mean, not at that hour. Even if you call them at noon, probably on a Saturday. Good luck with it. So Monday comes. My other manager.
So they never picked up.
They never picked up. Now you have Sunday, 450 orders. We're almost at 1,000 orders in 2 days.
You need another warehouse just for your orders going out.
And then Monday's going to be another 400, 450, whatever it was. So it'd be probably 1,300 orders at least.
Oh my God, those will never get scanned ever.
And my manager called them immediately when they opened up 8:30, like, oh, we'll call them, we'll see what happens, we'll do the best we can, because I said you're going to need a gigantic truck or 2 pickups,
or else you're behind,
right?
You're never going to catch up.
And I said it's going to be worse for them than us, because too, so I said, you know what, I usually leave at like 10, 11 o'clock from the warehouse to go to my shop. I go, it's right around the corner, I'm going there to talk to the manager. And he was really cool. He goes, we wanted to get out there, we couldn't, someone took off and we couldn't get a replacement last minute, so they came early. They did load up the 1,000 packages and came back again to get the rest that day. Wow. So it's very good. So kudos to them. They're a lot of help, and we do appreciate that.
Oh wow,
yeah.
Well, so because otherwise, because if they
I get nervous about that stuff, because then if it's bad enough they're not going to scan it all anyways, and you get all these people. Where's the tracking? And you got to prove to them they took it, but they didn't scan it.
Well, but the other problem is if you're doing a truck worth of stuff a day, and they skip. They're never going to catch up bringing a truck out. It's impossible.
Bigger. Usually the manager has access to a bigger truck. It's happened before in the past where he'll come with the bigger truck midday, as long because they know it's gonna be worse for them too. And again, they're not gonna sit there and scan all that during the day.
Right.
The night person that comes at 4 or 5 o'clock. Lately, they've been scanning it, but now since Black Friday, they probably do like half. But we tell them all the important stuff to do. So yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I got my supplies in 4 days.
Oh wow! Can I borrow some? Unless you got like one envelope.
I got my supplies in 4 days, and I paid for parcel post, or didn't pay for parcel. I got the free parcel post, and that was what I was laughing. Because remember last week I said you could pay for the priority shipping, right. And I said, "Geez, if I paid for priority, what would I gotten it?" Because I ordered it on Monday, I got it on Black Friday.
Yeah.
So if I paid priority, I would have got it on Wednesday, maybe, or it probably would have showed up on Friday. Right. So kudos to them; they got it delivered to me right away.
Crazy.
I don't know what they start happening around here again. Numbers are increasing, and Omicron has made it there. Made it here. Yep. Maybe, oh yeah, I did see that. I don't know if did you see that?
Maple syrup shortage.
They actually Canada has a maple syrup reserve, and they opened the maple syrup reserve because they were running low on maple syrup.
Oh, okay. I didn't know such a big hit.
There you go.
You don't have a substitute or anything. Well, maybe because you can't sell certain ones anymore.
Who knows
And they
what
shorten
it
the supply.
is. Who knows what it is out there? But yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, but yeah, and then we did find our first case of Omicron in California today. So here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Well, as long as Megatron's not in town, we're still safer.
There you go. That is a lot of stuff to pack up for sure.
Yeah. Sadly, all our listers are all hands on deck with pulling and packing, but hopefully we'll get a slow day and make up for that.
Oh, do you remember
No, I don't.
a while ago where we actually mentioned about shipping things overnight and how the one
No.
person had done it right?
How'd they do it right again?
They sent me the label on their account and they set a pickup. They set up a pickup.
Oh, yeah.
They bought from me again.
Oh, wow.
So that actually made me feel good. Apparently, as I said last time, apparently they're redoing the TV show Wonder Years or some kind of a remake of the Wonder Years, and they bought from me again. Makes me feel good though, because apparently I must be on some preferred vendor list now at some point where I must be one of the first people he's searching. So that's really nice on that. He did have me sweating bullets though, because of course I'm trying to get the stuff packed up around my day job and I'm in and out all day long.
Yeah.
And he sent over the label, except he only sent over page 1, which was explaining how to use the label.
Oh, geez.
And he didn't send over the label.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, dude, there's no label here. It didn't show up.
It's not your fault.
He ended up sending it back, and I was able to get it out on time. But I was sweating bullets on that one. It's like, dude, I'm trying to get this out to you. I can't do it without a label.
I guess because people get so angry sometimes.
He was fine. He goes, oh, I'm sorry. It only sent one over, and he sent the other one over, and we got it all taken care of. And kept them in the loop and said, oh, they just picked it up and all that. And I haven't heard from him, so I expect that it got down there overnight. So so if you're watching the Wonder Years, you see a bunch of Papergoy items there.
Nice.
I should tell him, look, I'm sending you stuff for free. Just put Papergoy in the credits.
Absolutely. That's very cool.
Sounds like something the Onion will make up as a real thing. I know I did read that article about the maple syrup. I did. Well, I didn't get a negative.
Oh, that's nice.
That is a very good thing. So the guy, you've shipped out magazines before.
I would hope so.
And occasionally you ship them out using a backer board. And I don't mean the stiffener in the envelope. I mean an actual backer board made for it.
Yeah. Some I pick up that way and they're just in there already. Yeah.
How much protection does that backer board offer?
Without cardboard, not very much.
Even with cardboard, or just on its own, just that backer board.
Not much.
Not much.
Yeah,
It
it's
basically
bigger than paper. It's like 5 pieces of paper.
It basically keeps the magazine from falling down in the box. Is what it does if you have it stored. Is what it does, and it protects the corners of the magazine. That's essentially what it's for. It's not really meant for protection and shipping or anything like that. So I shipped the magazine out, and it was a damaged magazine when I sold it, and I noted it. The covers were detached on it. You actually would have seen it in the Madison Bachville Hall video. Had Jack Davis cover on it and everything. It's a neat little magazine. I got $20 out of it, and it was damaged, but I told all the damage in it.
Yeah.
Just got an email last week from a gentleman that he basically said, good thing he can't leave negative. It was all damaged because I didn't put a backer board in it.
Like, why can't you leave a negative?
Because the time had passed, I guess. It was too long for him to leave a negative.
Wow.
He just got there and it was all damaged and wrecked because I didn't put a backer board in. And I said, well, I've shipped thousands of magazines like this and I had no problem.
But you had cardboard in there.
Yeah.
So what good is a backer board going to do regardless?
I think he was trying to get free supplies. And I think that he probably didn't read the description to see that it was damaged.
Yeah, they never do.
Because again, the cover was detached. It was split up the spine and detached. And, I certainly mentioned that.
Sure.
It's not like, oh, surprise. But he was upset about that. And he seemed to think that little 5 piece of paper thick backer board would have saved this magazine.
Jeez.
So, and that's a problem we all have selling is people do not read the description. They do not read the condition. They see what they want to see.
Yeah.
When they're doing things.
Well, and unfortunately, I think Amazon buyers are the same way where they think the stock photo is what they're getting and they don't read that comments condition section either. So sometimes I'll even highlight it, make a copy because I'm like, I can see them thinking the picture is like a crinkled comment or vice versa, and ours is acceptable. So I'll highlight that and put it in there. So then, be proactive. They're going to read it and then not flip out.
And that's actually a really good tip out there to anybody if you do sell on Amazon and you are selling things that are acceptable. Because I have done the same thing as well. If I think there's going to be any problem at all, I do the same thing. So that way, at least some percentage of people are still going to complain. And even though they didn't read the description, they're still going to be upset and it's still going to be our fault. But there are some level of people that will look at it and say, oh, yeah, it did indeed say that. And I guess the way I look at it is if it even cuts out one return, it's worth that piece of paper printed, you know, and there's no reason at all to hide the condition on something or other. I mean, they're going to get it. They're going to know what condition it's in. So I can't really, not that I would anyway, but how do you pull a fast one? They get it and they're like, this doesn't have a cover.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. Is that important? I mean, of course you tell them that.
Yeah. Yeah, odd. It is very odd, but it's normal. It's common, really. Yeah, crazy.
No, it's I don't know what to say about it. They do not.
Even like laser discs, like we sell them all the time, and they think they're getting DVDs. So we actually put in there, this is a laser disc, not a DVD. And then I'll highlight it again because I'm like,
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Do you know what CEDs are?
Yeah, the RCA ones.
Yep. Yeah. For anybody out there, they're essentially, they look like laser discs, same size.
It's more like a big cartridge with a disc inside that you push in.
Yep. It was another format. And I was at an auction, 15 years ago, and I think I paid $10 or maybe $20, and I picked up about 100 of those.
And I have them now in my basement. They're still there.
Really?
I have 100 of them. Yeah, I got a bunch from you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you probably got the ones that weren't on Amazon, because I got a bunch in my basement that are listed on Amazon.
I literally have two piles like 2-3 feet
high.
Maybe
I picked up 200 or 300.
I was just in my basement. I'm like, oh my God, they're still here. And I moved them in the corner because we had water in one area and I didn't want them because they had that paper cover. I moved them into the corner. Yeah. They do sell with artwork on them.
But anytime I sell them, they are on Amazon, or some of them are on Amazon, and I have them listed. Anytime one sells, I immediately email the person that won it and said, just to let you know. I mean, my listing says this is a CED, special format, requires a special player. I mean, that's right in my listing.
Yeah.
But I also email the buyer, and you'd be amazed how many people will say, oh, I didn't want that. I want a DVD. Like, that's why I checked. Because
is it a picture of DVD or CED?
No, it's a CD.
Oh,
it's CD. It says CED. Everything says CED on it.
Yeah.
And people still think that they're buying a DVD. So definitely do let people know, especially if any of those oddball format things.
Yeah.
Up on that. Let's see if anything else exciting is going on. Oh, I did want to thank regular watcher of the show, subscriber William Curtin. He did put a comment up on one of our videos, but unfortunately, and this goes to anybody out there that comments, if your comment doesn't show up, that's a YouTube glitch. I have no idea at all why. I get emails on them. I see the comments. I click on them to reply to the comments, and it's not there. We don't censor the comments. We don't not post the comments. We post all the comments that we get. Sometimes they just don't show up. So if you do post a comment on a video and I don't comment on it and it doesn't show up there, that talk to YouTube. It's not us. But he suggested, which I had never really had thought of, he suggested looking into a Libris, which I never really looked into before. And I did a little bit of research on it, and you can pay $20 and list up to 1,000 items, and then you pay whenever anything sells.
Yeah.
And it's not per month. It's just a $20 a year. Wow. I believe it's a year.
That's not bad at all. Automatic relist after the year. How's that work?
That part, I didn't really get that deep into it. I don't know how well it sells. If anybody out there has sold on a Libris, definitely reach out to us here in the comments or later, letting us know how it did work. But for $20, I was doing some research. You can list books and all that kind of thing. And there's also another plan that you can pay so much per month and you get a lot more listings and all that. But the $20 version, you can get 1,000 listings.
Very cool.
Oh, I noticed this past year when I was looking out in the garage, I've got more than 1,000 CDs, and you can list CDs on there.
Magazines?
No, CDs that I bought from you.
I know, but can you list?
Oh, magazines? I don't know about that. I haven't gotten that far into it.
Let's check Monday.
But I've got those CDs sitting out there and I'm not doing anything with.
That's perfect. Yeah.
So if you can get stuff listed quickly, I mean, I could scan them on and get them listed. How long is it? how long will it take to get $20 back out of something? Plus your fees.
2
So
CDs,
yeah,
three.
so you got to sell 5
I'm sure they're going to be
CDs.
$5 or more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got to sell 5 CDs in a year to break even. For that, it's probably worth it because I've already got the inventory
Right.
sitting out there. So I wanted to give him a big shout out for pointing that out to me, and I will definitely try it. And it is on my list of things to do in 2022, which actually is a homework assignment for everybody out there as well. As we get closer to the end of the year, I'm not sure which show yet, might be the last show of 2021. I want everybody to come and bring their goals for 2022, and you're on the clock as well. Just what your goals are for 2022. And we're all going to sit here and we're going to, in an open format, discuss our goals. And the best way to reach them is to publicly state them. So see where we all want to bring our businesses in 2022. So that is your homework. Start thinking about it. We'll be putting you on the clock soon enough.
Very cool. All right, Enforcer. Yes, I did find some Brady rookies, and the funny thing about it is, 90% of these cards I said were in those old school 4-screw down cases.
Yep.
And then some were in those little flimsy ones. They got to send in the PSA. So I pulled all the better ones out first to screw down. So back in the day when I think they collected these in the 90s and 2000s, they were the better cards. Well, I was going through the flimsy holders, and I did find 5 Tom Brady rookies so far.
Now, are they good Tom Brady's? Or
they're worth like $100 to $200. They're I think the two player ones. I think is a score. I forget what it is. But
well, I'm gonna pick your brain here for a minute because I don't know the first thing about newer cards.
Okay.
What is the most common Topps Tom Brady? I mean, I don't know.
That one I think that I have is one. They came out of a mainstream pack. I think he was in his college uniform, but it was one of his first ones. There's another player on it. I think Garoppolo or something.
Oh, and that's worth $100 by itself.
I think eBay 100, 120. Amazon might be 200. Graded obviously can go for way higher than that.
So any Tom Brady rookie is really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We found a bunch of Kobe's. I think close to 10 Kobe rookies, and we did find a Michael Jordan die cut insert that's like $1,000. So we're still finding crazy cards in there. So,
but who knew? I mean, who would possibly know? That's the whole thing.
That's the thing. That card 2 years ago was probably 50 or 100. Since COVID, PSA 10s are like 10 grand on the card, so a raw one's going to be 1,000. It's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy to say the least.
Yeah. There we go. That's a good goal. Yeah.
Keep that under your hat until the right show. You don't want to.
I think Lori wanted to know what site you were talking about. A Libris, correct?
Yeah, A Libris. Yep. A Libris. ALIBRIS. Yep. And I was also looking on the site a little bit, but I haven't really looked into it too much. They've got a couple of partner sites that you can list, like cross list to. And I got to look into. And I know eBay was one of them, and I don't know who else they are, and I don't know any of the details of that whatsoever. But on the other hand, with
by cross list, you don't mean like you can put your eBay in bulk to A Libris.
No, you would list it on A Libris, the things that could go on A Libris, and then it would go across to the other sites. I got to do a little more research on that. But again, for $20, why not? I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Comics, trade paperbacks, I would think, right?
I would think so, yeah.
Very good. Nice.
Yeah, so wanted to give him a shout out to it. And if you could reach out to me at some point and tell me his success on it, I would definitely appreciate that. See, and I tried a couple of things on Mercari and never was able to sell them. But again, I didn't really, I listed like 10 items at the beginning of the year, and I haven't done anything since then because it was one of those, nothing sold. And I haven't listed anything since then. Same thing with Poshmark. I listed like 5 things on there, and they were all ties. And then nobody needed ties because nobody was going into the office. And I said, those aren't selling. And I haven't done anything on those sites either. But yeah, a lot of people do talk well about Mercari as far as that being a good place as well.
So is doing it wrong saying it right, or is doing it wrong saying it wrong?
Libri. Libri.
Tomato.
Very well could be. I've always said a Libris. But
when I go to Target, I'm going to get one of those encyclopedias and check it out. We'll find out next time.
I don't know. Yeah, Poshmark. Like I said, I never had any luck at all on that. But it was but only ties. Okay. Only ties.
Hey, people still have to buy ties. Someone has to.
There you go. Hey, this is by the way, what does that say?
The Beatles. Yes.
It's a Beatles tie today. Yeah, nice. me off to work there at the factory. Got to do that after this gig before my state job.
Of course.
Hey, I've got to buy that unicycle. So I think we're heading on into the main topic today, which is finding and selling evergreens. Now, anybody that's not familiar with what an evergreen is, well, it's something that will sell at all times. It's always, well, some videos that we put up are evergreens. It's always topical. Always buy low, sell high. That's always going to be a topical one.
Sure.
Whereas if I'm sitting there and I'm talking about a change in managed payments, that's more of a flavor of a week kind of thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want to chase the flavor of the week, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can make good money on it, chasing the hot new card, the hot new rookie, the hot new, the hot new. A lot of people make a lot of money off that. But long term, you just have to constantly be changing what you're getting, because Panini might be hot this year, and next year, for whatever reason, Panini's not the hot card, and now you got to chase something else.
Fanatics, yeah.
Whereas if you're into evergreens, they will always sell.
Yeah.
And the reason I thought of this was because of the warehouse video. And if you haven't checked out that series, definitely do so. It's a really good series. I say so myself. We do it every Tuesday. I think we're up to part 10 now, and we got to shoot another one this weekend. But what got me into it was a statement that you made when we were talking about the Hess trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And how many Hess trucks would you estimate that you've sold?
Like just this year alone?
No.
Thousands of them. Over the last 10 years, we usually sell 200-300 a season. Christmas season, definitely. And that's weird because our inventory gets low, and then right before Christmas we buy hundreds more again. It's one of those things where people unloading Hess trucks right before Christmas every year, so we take advantage of that.
Now, you do have them listed year round.
Yeah.
But the sales slow down considerably.
Yeah, right. But we do change our pricing now, because before we used to always want to be the lowest and sell and turn the money over. And then, we realized that a couple of times where we put ours on after the fact, like mid-Christmas season, where the cheap one sold. And I'm like, wow, this used to sell for 20. Now I'm selling it for 50 or 40. So now we'll price them, mid to high range now, and let them sit all year. Because we know later in Christmas season, like we've sold a bunch Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Now it'll be quiet for a week or two, and then all the expensive ones we'll get to and we'll sell them. It happens every year.
So Hess truck is a really good example of an evergreen. And if you want to comment there, let us know some of the other ones. But we were talking a little bit Monday. Michael Jordan cards.
Yeah,
definitely an evergreen.
He's like trending forever. He will always trend one way or another. Yeah,
and by that I mean, if you're out at a sale, a garage sale, some dealer blowing stock out, whatever, he's got his dollar box, and you can pick up Michael Jordan cards for $1 a piece or less. You will always be able to sell them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is a weakness in my business model, is that I don't really have that many evergreens. What you have to do if you're into a business model such as mine is you have to pick out the evergreens, but it's kind of more like a needle in a haystack kind of thing.
Right.
Where, take Time Magazine, for example. Well, the Springsteen issue sells, the Hitler issue sells. There's a couple of other issues that sell. The Mafia ones sell. There's 10, 12 that sell, and you just know those 10, 12 sell.
Right.
But you can't blanket say that, anytime you can find Time magazines for $2 a piece, buy them, because you're going to make a killing on them and they'll sell all the time. No.
Right, no.
If you go out and you spend $2 a piece on Time magazines, you'll sell the few good ones, and then it'll be long tail on the rest of them.
Exactly.
And so I was picking my brain trying to think of a magazine title that is common. Jordan cards are common.
Yeah.
Hess trucks are common. Lego sets, you sell those all the time.
Yeah, if you get them. I mean, we don't get them very often, like sealed new ones. But yeah, they absolutely fly off the shelf for sure. But I guess for magazines, I mean, if you want to sell them cheap, Playboy and Sports Illustrated are the two number one. I would say you could sell all day long. At some point, if you want to sell them for $5-6, even the common issues, they do sell, but it's very competitive, though.
So okay, that's actually, I wasn't expecting that, and that's really good. That's why the show's so good, because
at least I do. I mean, I put them on all the time, and my lister that lists them, we got a ton of these. I go, but this issue does sell. Or the Kardashian, Drew Barrymore, Trump, so, and even ones that aren't with famous people, just celebrities or models, they still sell at some point.
Okay, so that actually does help some. And the reason why is because those are both titles that you can find very, very cheap.
Well, and a lot of people collect them. Maybe they collect them in the 70s. They want to fill in their runs now. And
Right, but I'm saying to purchase
Oh
them,
yeah, you certainly can.
you
Well,
can find those.
other than people to see those, crazy $1,000 Seinfelds that are, graded or something like that, and they think, theirs is worth that.
Right. But you could go to a garage sale and definitely find big piles, or
Oh,
flea
yeah.
market and find big piles of them, pick them up cheap. And
Sure.
so as long as you're willing, but I guess, I guess selling a Sports Illustrated for $6 is no different than selling a Jordan card for $6.
And you can buy them both for a dollar or less.
Dollar or less,
Sometimes
right.
Sports Illustrated, you might get them for a quarter, 50 cents.
Right.
Mhm.
The shipping and the storage is the only problem on those.
Right.
How about Barbie dolls?
I think those are the female version of the Hess trucks. So yeah, we get them, and we generally just sell them at Christmas season. Yeah.
What about the holiday collection Barbies? Because I know those things are out there regularly.
Yeah, I mean they do sell. The problem is the first few years are really good value wise, and then they dip down, and people don't realize how many they made, and and they cost a lot to ship. So I think that's part of the problem online. They're basically 2 pounds or more packed, so it might cost $10-15 to ship them sometimes. So I think that kills the price. Instead of selling for 20, they're going to sell for 10.
Okay, 10 plus the shipping.
Right, yeah.
Which you don't make any money on the shipping.
Exactly. So I mean, when you tell people $5, you buy for 5, you're going to sell for 10. Some think you're crazy, and other people sell them and don't care.
Well, and another thing that I made little notes here when we had talked as well. Another thing that you had mentioned, which is newer, but you said it really has turned into an evergreen, is Funko.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I don't know how long it's been around now, probably 10 years or so. But people are always buying and selling. I pick up collections all the time with those things, and there's always someone that wants one of them. Because it's someone that's a sports player, a celebrity, a cartoon character. So I mean, it's out there for anybody, anyone collecting.
Well, they do a lot of, and I'm not really up on the Funkos either. It's odd. I'm not up on much of anything that happened after like 1943. I don't know what's going on out there. But they do like TV shows and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
A lot of characters and everything.
Yeah, anything you can think of. Yeah.
So what would be, and I know we've done videos about it as well, but what would be your advice on Funkos for people if they can pick it up? At what price? Can they not go wrong as long as?
I mean, $3, $4, $5 range. They're going to sell for $8 to $10 minimum usually. They cost I think $10 in the stores anyways. If there's any exclusive, it'll have a sticker on there usually.
Okay.
So, those are generally better. More limited and more sought after.
Now, where are the exclusives? Are they through stores? Or
it could be stores online. FYE, Target, or Walmart. They all have them online stores as well.
All right, that raises another question because I don't know anything at all about Funkos. But let's say that you have a Family Guy Funko exclusive of Stewie.
Sure.
Do they have the same Stewie exclusive at Target as they do at Walmart, or would they have? Okay,
they're going to be different because it'll say on their Target exclusive, and it'll be different.
It'll be a different pose or a different
something. Yeah, it'll have a different number. They're numbered, and then 112, 480, whatever it is. Yeah, so they do number them.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, see, I'm learning a lot here today. Yeah. I want to take a look and see if anybody out there has got any comments about what we were talking about there.
Jackass Retro, how's it going?
Hey,
listening and watching. Hey, good for you.
Oh, you were, I don't know if Jackass Retro, I don't know if you saw the Don and Dom show yesterday, but you were featured on it. They talked about your store name, about whether it was a good store name or not, or whether your name was a good name or not. So they had a lot of spirited debate about it. And I'll throw it open to you. What do you think of Jackass Retro as a name?
It doesn't bother me. I mean, yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
And my thought on it was, as I was watching Don and Dom talk about it, I don't know if it would be the greatest name if you want to sell rosaries.
I mean, I have dirty magazines at XXX, so I think
you're right.
That's a step up from
mine. That's true. But I don't know if it's the greatest name for selling rosaries, but it's a catchy name, and you definitely can get. People are going to remember it. So and there's absolutely nothing wrong. Because they were debating on how important a name is, and Auction Professor was saying that names aren't as important as they used to be. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with them. I think if you have a catchy name and people remember it and come back, or if it lists what it is that you do in the title, like magazines, I think that does help some, my own opinion, but sorry, we digress, but I did want to let you know that they did mention you if you hadn't seen it already. A lot of Funkos are friggin' adorable, but if I had them, I'd end up taking them out of the package. Yep.
I did buy a collection. I had like 70 of them. They're out of the, I only paid $1 a piece for them, but there was like 10 that I collected: Spider-Man, Star Wars, Batman. So yeah, it's still cool.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of people do take like bobbleheads too. Those are notorious for coming out of packages, right? People do take those out of packages all the time. Now they're burning today too, but here.
And he sold some rosaries as well. Perfect.
I stand corrected yet again.
Yeah.
A Libre or whatever it was, and I'm having a bad day tonight.
That's all right.
I get comments and feedback all the time. People love the name. Oh, that's good though. Yeah, and like I said, it definitely stands out, and that's the key. And I've gotten a lot of well, not a lot, but people on the East Coast like my name. Everybody else thinks I don't know what I'm talking about. But
plus, you always say haters are gonna hate, right? Is that what you say all the time?
Or cooler than the other side of the pillow. I mean,
Sure.
1990s ESPN and Fuego. I mean, any other evergreens that you can think about there? Hot Wheels. You mentioned Hot Wheels.
I do buy Hot Wheels all the time, and they do sell.
Any tips for everybody on Hot Wheels?
Anything unopened, especially when you go to a garage sale and they're in the blue packages, you can't miss them. Even if they're 5 years old, think about it. They've been out of stock in stores for 5 years. You're not going to find them in Walmart now from 2015. So I mean, I would scarf them up. They're probably $5 minimum, and some could be 10. And there's variations with the wheels, so you can pick them up for quarter 50 cents.
Well, here's where I want to interject. I have gotten suckered a bunch of times on sealed items, because the one thing that I can find sealed regularly are games. But the problem with the game versus a problem with a Hot Wheel is the shipping.
Yeah.
Where if I could buy a Hot Wheel for $1 and I can sell it for $6, it's not. What's it cost to ship? What do they weigh? 8 ounces packed?
$3.50, $4 at the moment. Yeah.
8 ounces packed, right?
No, 4.
4 ounces packed.
4 ounces. Yeah.
Versus a game, most games are 1 to 2 pounds. Those have to go priority.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, I'm shipping out this gigantic game.
Yeah, you need a $15, $20 game, minimum.
And an awful lot of them are $5, $8 games if they're sealed. Right. Especially, you see a lot of those like Seen It, I think is the name of one of those games, a DVD game. Yeah. You find that game sealed all the time.
Yeah. Some of those are decent, yeah.
But that was not.
Some editions are decent. So.
The ones I find aren't.
Some of the open ones are worth money too. So,
oh, really?
The guy, he sells games to the Strong Museum.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't, he comes all the time. So he was selling me some games, and they were sealed, and he gave me a great deal. So I sold them on Amazon. And then he came back for more, and then I guess he said he had 50 he was going to sell to the Strong Museum, and if they need them. So I think there was 20 that they didn't want that they already had. So he sold them to me, and his prices were great the first couple times. Then he came with some older ones, and I looked them up. I'm like, sorry, but we were way off. How'd you come up with this price? He goes, I look in the price guide from like 10 years ago.
Oh.
And I said, well, he goes, it's got to be right. I go, well, it's got to be right from 10 years ago maybe, but it's a whole different world now, and I go, part of the problem is the shipping. So I ended up offering him half, and he took it. He still made some money, he said, but I just told him from now on, that really doesn't matter in this world. No matter what price guide you use from 10 years ago, no one's going to use it. So. Right.
And actually, that one of our early videos, if you haven't checked it out yet, we actually have an early video where I discuss price guides and their value. Mm-hmm. And it's actually funny. I was thinking of buying a price guide today, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Because I got some foreign non-sports cards, came in an order of some stuff that I had. And they were all British, and I don't know the first thing about British non-sports cards. Don't know the first thing about it. So I was thinking I should track down a British non-sports price guide, but not to use for values.
Right.
To use for, they put this out. Oh, that's pretty cool. I never knew this existed. And one thing that price guides still are good for, usually, is if you're looking through a set of 100 cards and it says card number 54 is rare, it's probably still rare.
That's helpful. Yeah. Or more rare.
Yeah. It's probably still rare. It's probably still a better card. Or if you're looking through and all the sets from 1990 are all priced at $1 for a common, and you got one set that's priced at $12 for a common. Okay, let me look into that and see if that's still, but it's so they can give you some general guides, but certainly don't believe the prices on them.
Yeah.
Got a few other comments in there, I see.
All right. Let's see what Brian got to say. T&A is evergreen. Well,
who's
going to disagree with that?
If you're allowed to sell it on eBay, that is the problem. But actually, it is when you get into the pinup magazines and that kind of thing. The pinup magazines and the pinup calendars and all that stuff
Right.
definitely are.
Yeah.
One of the problems though is those rarely go under the radar. Everybody says, "Oh, these are good. These are good."
Yeah, until eBay says it, you can. And that's why I don't put anything like that on eBay right now. I'm not going to take a chances. You still hear people getting,
Well, actually, that raises a question. I picked up 8 pinup magazines. Not Cadaver. That would be a horrible pinup magazine.
All right.
Caper, I think is one
Okay,
of them.
yes.
Things like that, and they
Yeah.
at least the covers are
Yeah,
swimsuity kind of
right.
things. Are those okay to list?
You can, yeah, as long as the title's fine and the covers, and I don't think any covers show nudity,
Cadaver.
yeah. But
No, there's no nudity whatsoever.
Yeah.
They're pinup. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be fine. But again, they don't sell for a lot, and that's another thing too. They may sell for $5, $10, $12 on eBay. And usually, you don't find them high grade. I just throw them on the website just so I don't have to deal with it.
Okay.
On OnlyFans, of course, yes.
I
do agree there
This
as
is
well. Yes.
okay. I think we're getting close to the end of
And
this.
did I say my website's Dirty Magazines at XXX? And we have at Black Friday 15% off of everything in stock, 200,000 items through the end of the year.
We're all getting a little loot. I think everybody had a little bit of that moonshine.
I feel happy hour Chuck coming on.
Oh, one of those crazy things. So do comment on any evergreens that you happen to know of, or any tips that you have on any of those, and hopefully this has helped you a little bit over there, or anything that we've missed. I'm trying to pick my brain on that, but I think we've kind of hit all of the common ones that you're going to see out there regularly. But again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with picking stuff up, and for $1 that you're going to sell for $8, $10 if it's going to sell really quickly.
Yeah. And toys really is a wide range. I mean, you could say Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers. I mean, you can sell them all day long, and you hear stories all the time that they're garage sales. So,
yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Well, it kind of brings in. This is not it might be an evergreen. I don't know. I haven't sold it yet. But when I went to that sale where it was filled a bin for the $5, one thing that there was a it was opened but unused. It was a box with Oster blender replacement kit. And it had a blade, and it had 2 different gaskets, I'm going to call them. There's 6 pieces in there, and they were all in there. And when I opened it up, some of the stuff was still wrapped in paper, so it was all completely unused. So I threw it in my box over there when I was walking out, and it goes for $10 to $12. But that, I think, is how you end up making some. This doesn't work for you because you don't go to the same places that I go to.
Right.
But anybody out there that hits estate sales, garage sales, flea markets, things like that, that's your pin money right there. Boy, I really am back in 1912, aren't I? Pin money. But it's there, and I could just put it in the bin. It didn't cost me anything because the bin was $5 no matter what I filled it with. So this thing, a blender replacement kit, if I get 10, $12 out of it, that's found money that I just happened to put in because I was there, because I had this much extra space left in the bin.
Right.
So think about that too when you're out there and
you parting it out, or in one shot.
One shot, yeah. So exactly as is, because it is a replacement kit as it is. But think about this: you're out there at a sale, and the guy says, make a pile of stuff, and I'll give you a deal on it. Make a pile, and I'll make you smile. And you got a bunch of stuff over there, and you're looking, and you're saying, he's got a couple of Hot Wheels. Let me throw them on top of the pile.
Right. Yeah.
He's not going to charge you. He's charging $1 each on the Hot Wheels anyway. He's going to throw those in.
Right.
Well, all of a sudden, you picked up an extra $8, $10 throwing in, and you're giving him $20 in the whole pile anyway.
Yeah.
You almost paid for the pile with just the 2 things you threw in. So that's where it's good to know these evergreens and kind of keep your eyes open on these things over here, because, hey, they got a Hess truck. You got a bunch of other stuff you're buying. You're like, you want $10 on a Hess truck? Can you do any better on it? I'm buying a bunch of stuff anyway. And they might say, we're at $37 anyway. Make it an even 40 and take the Hess truck.
Right.
And you paid $3 for the Hess truck, and you can sell it for $20, $30. Yeah. And it's easy money, is I guess what I'm saying. So the evergreens definitely are an easy way to make money.
Yeah. Brian's got a good question, and I don't know the answer, but I'm assuming for clothing brands, Nike, but for me, I would only buy it if it's new with tags to resell, because it's
unless it's really vintage.
Yeah, it's going to sell for more money, and no question, it's brand new. There's no arguing there, where people, do not like to buy used clothing sometimes, unless it's, collectible.
The single stitch,
1980s Nike or old school stuff.
Yeah, the 90. One thing that's hot now, which I had no idea about, are like remember those 1990s shirts with the basketball players on them, and they had the big head of the basketball player.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
those things are hot now.
Okay.
I wonder what the Zubas I got sitting in the back of my closet are
I
worth.
used to get my girlfriend used to knock me out about Zubas.
Well, they're worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I know. She's never thrown them out. Jeez.
I'll tell you a quick Nike story. We're not really my rambling story, but I forget who it was an athlete. He got, and I'm making this part up because I don't remember all the specifics of it, but Nike wanted him to do a commercial for him way back in the early days. And he had the offer $10,000, I believe it was, or some shares of stock.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
He took the $10,000. I believe I would fire that agent because I think
Yeah.
that stock is worth, I don't know, $100 million now. What it was.
It wasn't Shaq, but it was some. Well, he's rich anyways, but it was some like drink. Shaq turned down some like Starbucks or something. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Crazy. I would have told my agent 5,000 and cut the stock price or cut the amount of stock in half. That way I've
Exactly.
hedged my bets.
Lovely Michelle's a little late, but that's all right. You can catch it later.
There you go. We do appreciate that. And John's saying something. Where John?
John's saying smash the what?
Oh,
I can't
diabetic
read.
testing supplies and CPAP supplies. Oh, there we go. I never would have known about that either.
John said you can't sell those on eBay though.
Oh, wow. Well, he did say
I bet a lot of people get away with it, but like if I were to put them on, they'd be calling me up like 2 minutes later.
Well, didn't you have an Evergreen years ago? And I don't remember the specifics of why it was being sold to you, but baby formula.
Yes.
I
did have a customer that had a kid, and I don't know for whatever reason
he was
getting large volumes of it, and then his baby changed to something else, and he had
the extra stuff over, cases left over. So things like baby formula.
Yeah, they sold like crazy. Yeah,
I would think if you could wind up picking up anything like even diapers, I would think people are always going to need those things.
Absolutely.
So stuff like that, and that's one area too. I forget. I think it was on Instagram. Somebody or other, or maybe it was Primetime's Facebook group. Somebody or other had shown a 1980s. I think it was a diaper box, unopened diaper box from the 80s, and they got $200 out of it, some insane amount of money out of it.
Crazy.
So those are things that if you go to the estate sales, you can definitely find if you're like poking around in the hall closets and stuff like that. And you'll be like, how much for this? They're like, $5, $2, get it out of here, because they want it gone, and they probably didn't even price those things like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. You learn something new every day.
Oh, nice. I did not know that. We're learning a lot today. Complete mass, no refill cushion.
All right.
There we
Good to
go.
know. We see that.
Well, since John's here, I'm going to go into the rambling story of the week, because for some reason or other, he reminded me of this story. I don't remember why though, but he made a comment on a video of ours, and do make comments on the video and do hit the like button. And I said, oh, that reminds me of a story. So I wrote it down over here. I've got the state job, right?
I think we all know that, right? Yes, we do know that. Yeah. Yeah.
I got to lead into it.
Sorry. Okay, yeah.
So I've got the state job, and I have to go out and I meet people with the job. And I had somebody or other set up for an audit, and get a phone call from this person, and they were set up for an audit, probably the following week, let's say, a couple of days, whatever it was, sometime very, very soon.
Yeah.
And I get the phone call from them, and this is, I don't know, Margaret, whatever the lady's name was. This is Margaret from whatever the name of the company is.
Yeah.
We have an appointment set up later in the week. Is there any way I can reschedule it? I'm like, yeah, no problem. Well, as she's telling me this, it's like, this is Margaret. We've got an appointment set up later. And so I said, ma'am, no problem at all, we'll reschedule. Do you mind me asking, are you in some sort of distress or something? Because you don't sound right.
Yeah.
She said, oh, yeah, I'm pregnant and I'm in labor and they're wheeling me in. And I just remembered I had the audit and I wanted to cancel the audit. They're all looking at me kind of funny. I said, well, I bet they probably are.
Into the psych ward too after she has the baby.
Well, I was thinking, I know if I had a business, she would be the first person I hired.
Yeah.
Because here she is
Dedicated.
set to give birth, and her primary concern is about my business and not getting the guy coming in upset. And I said, that is employee of the month.
Yeah. At least.
So yeah, I definitely I said, no, we're meeting that day and I don't care.
That's right.
And keep that kid quiet.
Wheel her out. We'll meet you in the streets.
And keep that kid quiet. But I've got a couple of other comments over here, and then we'll head on out of here.
See. Well, we got some enjoying what you have to say.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy story to say the least. So alrighty, so definitely do check out Primetime. He's starting it shortly with Tesla Picker. Like I said, it's kind of interesting, kind of be fun to watch the guy and along his way to see if he is able to get his Tesla or not. Really good idea on his part.
Which version? Is it is it the Tesla truck? Is it the the sports car that's coming out? Is it the rig?
You'll have to watch the show and find out. I'll be happy to make enough money next year to make it buy a Hot Wheel Tesla. So remember, your homework is to begin to work on your 2022 goals. Write them on down, and we're going to share them near the end of the year. And next week, again, we're going to talk about the pitfalls. I can read pitfalls of high volume, low margin sales. So that should be a lot of fun. Hit the like button if you could, and we will see you next week.
Take care. Bye-bye.